Okay, I am going to stop washing my truck by hand. You know, forever, I have always thought it was a better idea to wash the truck by hand, right? I washed my Toyota Tacoma about 2 days ago. 2 days, no rain, nothing like that. And look at this thing. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the windshield. It is completely dirty, filthy. On the outside, if you take a look at the hood, it is filthy dirty as well. And I mean, it's been literally like 2 days. But there is another problem I came across recently. The other day, I was outside and I had the Tesla parked outside. For those of you that don't know, I have a Tesla, which I love, by the way. It's a Model 3. And it's blue. It's a dark blue color, right? Or darker blue. I noticed that it had a bunch of dust and a little bit of mud on the sides of it. I mean, just a little bit, right? So the hose was laying right there, and I thought, well, you know, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spray it off, and then I'm just going to let it dry. I know there'll be spots, whatever, who cares? I'll catch them next time when I wash the car, right? So I do that. I spray the car down, just one side of it, not even the whole car, thank God, and I let it dry. So then a few days later, I'm looking at the car and I noticed that, it was actually the next day, I think, I noticed some weird shaped round spots all over the areas that I had sprayed it. You know, it looked like clouds in the sky against that blue, right? They were white, they were kind of raised a little bit, and then it dawns on me. The water at the house is softened. We put salt in the water, right? So I sprayed the car with salt water, basically. And it sat out in the sun because I was doing something with the Tacoma in the garage. And it dried. So fast forward a couple, 3 weeks later, I don't know, something like that. Because, you know, I really hate washing vehicles. But I decided I would wash it. So I pull it outside and I spray it down with the same water, of course, because I don't have a choice. It's all I have. And I wash the car. I dry it off, and when I get done, the salt deposits, if you will, are gone. But it left like, I don't know, etching almost, it seems like. That's what it looked like to me in the paint. All these little weird shaped, jagged, circular, cloud-like features in the paint that I could not get off. So I decided I would try to wax it, right? So I whip out the spray wax, gave it a try, rubbed it down a bit. It still didn't come out. It got shinier, the whole car, but it did not come out, right? Great. So then I decided that I was going to use a paste wax, see if that would make any difference, rub it a little bit harder, see if I could get it to come out, and it did not. So I either etched the clear coat with the salt that was in the water, or it just ate away at the clear coat, which I guess is kind of the same as etching it, right? And left marks in my clear coat or my paint. Now, how is this related to the Tacoma? Well, I washed the Tacoma with the same water, right? Now, I don't normally let it dry. I don't ever let it dry. I'll pull it in the garage and I'll wipe it down. But it dawned on me that since there is salt in the water, and you never want to put salt on your vehicle. I mean, salt is like the #1 enemy of all metal, right? It causes rust and corrosion. And I'm thinking, why am I doing this? Certainly the car washes in the area don't use salt water. They couldn't be using softened salt water, because if they did, they probably would not be in business anymore, because every car they wash would have salt stains or etching in their clear coat, just like my Tesla seems to have. So I've come to the conclusion that I no longer can actually wash my truck at home or my car because I have softened water. Now, there was another thought I had, and that was to try to run a tap after the water meter. You can't do it before, you're going to be in legal trouble, I would think. But to run a tap off of the line before the water gets to the point that it's softened. And all the water that comes into the house is softened. but there is a distance before the water reaches that softener, right? So I could put a tap there and potentially go ahead and run fresh water, non-softened water, off of that tap just to wash my vehicles. But that is an expense. I'd have to have a plumber come, I'd have to have them connect it, and then I'd have to screw with a hose, which, by the way, would have to be somewhere clear on the other side of the house as to where I would wash the truck in the driveway. So it's not very practical, in other words. It's one of those crazy things that, you know, you might do that's way over the top, I guess. It doesn't make any sense. So going to car washes is probably a better idea, but there is a problem with that in my area. For some reason, and we have umpteen car washes, that's a lot, down here in this area in South Texas. They're everywhere. They built probably, I don't know, 3, 4 of them just in my general area within the last year. They seem to be everywhere, and they're all over town. Otherwise, there's probably 10 or 15 of them that they've built. It's absolutely crazy. If you want a car wash, deep South Texas where I am is the place to be. But none of them that I've come across yet are touchless. They all have those damn beater things that smack your car. Makes sense as to why. I mean, they're trying to contact your car to get the stuff off of it, right? Like all of the pollen and dust that's on my truck right now. But none of them are touchless. And I have a problem with dragging my truck through a car wash that I know is going to get beat to hell by those probably dirty, probably gritty beater things, those ribbon things that spin around. So it's a bit of a conundrum. I have a choice. I can continue to use salt water on my truck, which is going to cause rusting of any metal piece that it touches, I guess, like fasteners. Or I can go to a contact car wash and have them beat the hell out of my truck. I'm curious, what would you do in my scenario? Would you go ahead and drop another tap out there somewhere before the water is softened? Would you go to that extreme? Would you take it to a car wash and chance having it damaged? We've all heard the horror stories about that. Antennas ripped off. Fortunately, I don't have one other than the shark fin on the roof. Maybe that could get pulled off too. Or even mirrors, I've heard. The caps have been popped off. I had a comment, it's been a while now, a while back, somebody took their car to a car wash and it actually popped the cap off their mirror. Would have been a great time to go ahead and put black mirrors on, I guess. One of them already would have been done. It wasn't damaged or anything. They were able to slap that puppy back on, but that just kind of highlights, I guess, or accentuates how much pressure those car washes put on your vehicle. Anyway, it's a first world problem, I know, but it's something I'm gonna have to deal with. Leave a comment, let me know what you would do. I'd be curious. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.